Hi everyone, I'm Tracy Osborne, and I'm sorry I'm doing this on my phone. My work computer and my computer the video cams are just not working. So here we go. My topic today is about doping, and I hope you guys are really interested because I have a lot to say about it. The reason I chose this is because in my book that I read, The Sports Gene, there was a chapter on females being tested for their gender to make sure they weren't lying about being female. And in it, I read that there was a lot of women who had high testosterone levels and they weren't allowed to compete because they either thought they were lying about their gender or that they were doping. So the whole doping thing just kind of struck a chord with me. So I started looking more into it and reading more about it and the current issues behind it. So some stakeholders in this are, of course, athletes who are doping, but I think everyone that has a hand in sports, everything from fans and how they feel about it, and the image that it creates, the younger athletes that look up to these athletes that do dope, as well as sports managers, everyone from contract law and everything else like that. So the stance I'm actually going to take is on being able to dope. Yeah, I think that athletes should just be able to use performance enhancing supplements. It's pretty much up to them, but these are the reasons why. So let me first put it into context for you. How many of you believe that you try to enhance your life every day? That you lie, cheat, do anything you can to make your life better. And I'm going to say that you all do that, and that you try to do things every day to continually improve your life and your circumstances. So I'll start at the most basic level. How many of you drink coffee? You drink coffee because you need to get through the day. You want to wake up in the morning. How many of you eat processed foods or non-organic foods? Well, all of those things they're enhanced to taste better, to look better, for us to eat them. I don't know if they always make you feel better, not me, but maybe you. So those are just some really basic examples, and we're talking about lying and cheating, this fake culture that we live in. What about everything from like your fake Facebook friends, like all of that? We live in this society that just breeds immoral behavior. And then we look at athletes and we say, you need to be moral. You shouldn't be doping. You shouldn't be trying to enhance your already amazing abilities. But we're really just throwing stones in glass houses at them because we're not living that either. Our society is telling us not to, and they're just trying to live within what we deem as acceptable culture. So there was a Fox Sports writer who put it this way. I read an article by Jen Floyd Engel, and they said, "We live in a pharmaceutical society. We live in a society of shortcuts, of fake this and enhance that, and somehow we keep trying to sell the line that sports has become an evil empire of cheating. And the reality is athletes are merely doing what so many of us do and celebrate and watch every single day of our lives." So when I read that, it really struck a chord with me. I was like, wow, yeah, I use pre-workout and I take post-workout post-workout protein shakes, all those things. I want to be better. I want to feel better. All these things, even at work, I want to compete and do better in those. So I will drink coffee and drink tea to stay awake. And, I've even done things like take Adderall to study through the night and stay awake. We live in this society where we all take medication so we can focus better. And so our students and our children can pay attention in class, all of those things. We just live in that type of society. So then I got to think about it, reading more articles, and it's not just the culture that breeds this, and one of the reasons why we should just allow athletes to do it goes way beyond that. So think about the other types of technology we have, apart from medications and things that have developed in the past few years like that. But what about the clothing that they wear? So if you think about clothing, you think, wow, that we have wicking technology and all these cool things, but doesn't that type of technology give athletes an edge? So, for example, when you think about swimmers, they came out with those full body suits, and they had the technology they had on them were like, I don't know, it was like dolphin skin or some type of really great technology. It made them like fast as lightning. And then they ended up telling them, well, you can't use those because it makes the athletes too fast, the ones that are wearing them, because their full body suits are, they're having an edge on them. So you can't wear those anymore. But what if they took that into every sport? We're like, oh, well, you can't wear a certain type of cleat anymore. You can't wear a certain type of jersey because it makes you too wind resistant. Putting all these policies into place, like, oh, because you're going to have an edge on somebody else, is just, it's going to breed more and more policies that one day, well, blondes, they can run faster, so they shouldn't be allowed to compete. It's going to keep spiraling out of control. But if you just make doping and performance enhancing drugs legal, isn't that just leveling the playing field so people don't have to compete those like that anymore? If everyone can wear whatever they want, within reason, of course, if they can all take the enhancing supplements, then it is a level playing field. Everyone can do it. But then they have the option to do it. They don't have to. It's just like a track star getting to pick what kind of cleat he wants, or if he wants to wear cleats, maybe he wants to just wear tennis shoes. So he has that option. It's really up to them at that point. It's leveling out the playing field. It's just like, saying you can drink water or Gatorade, because doesn't Gatorade, give you that edge? Isn't it supposed to do something for you before and during and after? Wouldn't that just be the exact same thing as something or some type of supplement? But in my research, it's not just those things. It goes beyond that. It goes all the way to the law that you can't even uphold these policies all the time. So an example is when 2 NFL players sued the NFL for trying to suspend them for 4 games. Minnesota Vikings, Pat Williams, and Kevin Williams. And in the federal appeals court, they actually blocked it because drug testing violated the Minnesota workplace laws. So they went through a lot of money to just end up being able to play in the end. So leagues can fine them, but they're still getting to play. They're still getting to do that, and they're still in the spotlight. Children can still watch them. So all these things led me to believe, well, why not just let them, if they want to, level the playing field. Let them all use those performance-enhancing drugs if they want to. And this is another thing that kind of struck a chord with me, is when they said, or it was a different article, said that doping actually goes against the spirit of sport. Well, if it goes against the spirit of sport, does sport go against the spirit of American culture and society? Because we're all trying to enhance ourselves every day in every way. So why do we hold athletes to a standard that they're not allowed to do the same thing? I really look forward to all of your comments and things you have to say. I think this is going to be a great discussion between all of us. But there's one more question I'm supposed to answer, is why sports managers should look into this. And I think it's because they need to be knowledgeable about what's going on with their players. It affects the players and the contracts that they sign. It affects law and the policies that each organization has to do. And it also affects the image of every player and organization that they play for. So I look forward to it, and bye.